that, you know, there's just moments where some children just have trouble being part of a group, and so we really assist with that. So we work with all the public schools. We do, our staff does recess duty, and then we have after school care, and then we also, in Rockport, we do morning care. And through that, we're heading into the summer. So this summer we have Camp Spindrift, which has been a long time program for this area. A lot of the same staff that work in our school systems for our YMCA licensed care are also camp staff counselors. We also have a fully fledged early learning center, which is right on the side of the Gloucester Crossing YMCA. We have an incredible team there. I'm sure you've all heard it's a really tough time in terms of finding really high quality staff that are, you know, consistent and ready to stay and ready to learn. And so that's been a big feat for us, in particular in the education space. Another aspect of what we do is the Cornerstone program, which is for those either navigating cancer actively or who have just come out of remission in the last 5 years. And so that program is made possible just through donors who were really inspired and compelled to contribute to that. And it offers a free membership to those with cancer and those whose families have cancer. And part of it is also, it's building a cohort around supporting people who are dealing with the same thing. And so we have folks that, we do it in cohorts and folks get together, we do mindfulness activities, and then we also do specially designed workout activities as well. And another big thing that's on the horizon, but I would say as a leader of the team at the local Y, and then also, you know, just dealing with a really large membership base, mental health. Mental health has always been something that we're all working out as we navigate life, but in particular now more people are talking about it. So that's really on the forefront of what the YMCA of the North Shore is going to be focused on. And we had a terrific fundraiser for our annual gala, which brings together all 7 Ys in our North Shore Association. We consist of 7 Ys that are all connected. And we are figuring out what it's going to look like. Is it something that's going to be integrated in all that we do? Most likely, but is it also going to be building a bridge to more accessible mental health services for people of all ages? So we're really figuring out what that looks like. We don't want to just like throw money at an idea that we think is going to work. We want to do a lot more intentional research with the community to figure out what it should really look like. And if anyone here lives anywhere or is anywhere close to downtown Gloucester, you may have heard some rumbling over the past 6 months. Our former location, our original location on Middle Street, just went through a selective demolition. So there is nothing but dust there, dust and rubble right now. And it will soon be home to 44 senior affordable housing units. So that it will be called the Jack Meany Affordable Housing Project. And Jack Meany was the CEO for many, many years of the Cape Ann YMCA. He's a key leader in bringing together the YMCAs of the North Shore. So when it was just starting out, it was just the Gloucester YMCA, and then slowly over time, more YMCAs have been brought into the fold. So right now, the Cape Ann YMCA, the Beverly YMCA, the Ipswich Y, the Downtown Salem Y, the Lynchman Honolulu Y, which is right on the Marblehead Salem border, and then Haverhill and Plastow Y. If you're a member of the Gloucester Y, you're a member of all of those Ys. So I think I'll pause there and see what questions people have for me about, you know, what the Y movement is all about. I'm happy to talk a little bit more about my team, my career, the community, anything. I kind of came flexible for different questions.
I had a question. I'm on the finance committee, and we in the past have donated money, this group has, to Cornerstone, and we've earmarked it for that. Is that still something that that obviously you need, or is there something that's more needy? Another program?
That's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up, because we do still actively run Cornerstone. The cohorts were much smaller last year, partly because of health and safety concerns just coming out of COVID. That is still a big need. Unfortunately, cancer is on the rise. We typically do cohort, right now we just started another cohort, so we typically do 2 cohorts a year, and the cohorts are usually around 20 or so people, and we will continue it until we can't anymore. And that was our last big focus. Our next emerging focus is mental health.
How much would it be to sponsor one family through Cornerstone?
One family through Cornerstone it's approximately, it depends how big the family is, but if it, for a family membership, it's $110 a month. So it would be that for 12 months. Yeah. So if you segment it out, just over $100 a month, you can serve that entire family, and then they also get discounts to join the after-school program. So that's another key component of the membership, is that the child will then be eligible for a discount to participate in the after-school program. Yeah.
How do people hear about the Cornerstone?
We usually run a larger awareness building campaign in the fall. So there's, this fall we just phased them out. You'll see them around the Y, but as you start to, if you come in every day like I do, they kind of fade into the background. But we launched a bigger spotlighting campaign this past fall about Cornerstone. So you can see it around the building, and then our membership team will communicate it to members. We have it spotlighted in our newsletter as well. And then a lot of it is also word of mouth. I think that's a powerful one, is word of mouth. Something I would like to do in a more targeted, intentional way is reach out to the medical professional community. That's actually something I'm looking into, because I'm recruiting more board members for our current KPNY, and I'm looking at folks in the medical professional industry and in the mental health industry. But for that reason as well, as a lot of doctors would be people to refer.
You still have the program where the students, the elementary students, get tutored in the mornings in the summer and then go to the Y in the afternoon?
Yes.
Is that something?
Yes. The summer literacy program.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great, it's kind of a shuffle for our camp counselors, but what we do is the summer literacy program makes it so that, there's children that are struggling to read, they're in this literacy program, and it's also a great program that a lot of folks have come around to support with donations. The kids spend a couple hours in the morning at school in the classroom, and then they come to our Y, and we have counselors that run them through, it's basically like a day program. So they do the splash park, they do swimming, they do sports, and then every Friday they come to our camp. So they get a full week experience, and I think for most of them it feels really fun to be in summer literacy, where if it was just in the classroom it would feel really different. So that's a really meaningful program that we've continued to do.
Can you have enough funding for that, or where does that come from?
It's private donations for that program. We have been partnering with the school to support transportation. That's a big one, just getting the kids from the school to the Y. So the school is able to cover that part. It's typically the staffing that we find we sometimes have a gap in and we have to raise funding for. I haven't looked at the sheet to see, is there a specific margin or a specific number that we're missing at this point. But that's definitely a program that we continue. We have a small circle of donors that have continued to support it throughout the years. And it's something we'll just continue to run until we're not able to run it anymore. So that's a great
you're
one.
responsible for the funding, the teachers that do the literacy part, the Y is responsible for that, or?
It's a partnership arrangement. So the teachers that are doing the tutoring at the school funds those teachers, and then they get bused over to our Y, and then we kind of take over that funding stream once the kids come to us. So for all of our programs, there's little details that don't seem like a lot, but they really do add up over time. We give all the kids a snack. We make sure that snacks are always available. They are expected to pack their lunch, but we always have snacks for the kids. We partner with Open Door to, make sure that there's extra food. And it also, so that it doesn't feel like, oh, only these kids are getting the snacks because they don't have snacks, versus we just make snacks available to everyone, so it just feels like it's natural for everybody. But that's another cost as well that we have to figure out once they get to us.
Did I hear correctly that they're thinking of putting an outdoor pool at the Y?
Yes.
Wow.
And when will that happen? And where will it be?
Yes, those are all, so we are in the very early stages of working that out. So, I think has everyone been to the Gloucester Crossing Y? So when you drive in, there's the Halyard not affordable housing, there's some affordable housing at Halyard, but there's the Halyard building, and then there's a stretch of land right by the parking lot, and then you get to the Y. So we recently were able to purchase that stretch of land, and so we're figuring out what phase 2 would mean. One component of phase 2 is an outdoor pool. We'd like to figure out a way of how could you make a pool outdoor and indoor. That would be ideal if it, had glass or some way of making it open up during the summer, but then you could also use it in the winter, because that pool is very crowded. It's becoming even more crowded in the winter. Another pool is one aspect to it, and then a creative arts youth center is something else we're exploring for phase 2. And pickleball is, a love-hate relationship is very dramatic, but it's mainly, there's so much tension around pickleball because we've got basketballers, pickleballers, kids that just want to play in the gym. We've got to figure out a multi-use sports complex. So that's another aspect of what we're looking at, is we need more space for more sports.
Who owns that piece of land that's to the right of the Halyard development? It's a little higher. I thought it was supposed to be,
A little higher behind it?
By Market Basket?
yeah, between Market Basket and Halyard. There's that piece of land that looks like
It says 900 acres for sale.
No, that's
No,
before you
it's on the
get
other
there,
side.
yeah.
Parks owns it.
Pardon?
Sam?
Sam Park.
Yeah.
Oh, he owns that. So,
Yeah, so he's,
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be seen. So the property that you're talking about is behind Halyard before the Y.
yes, yep,
Oh,
it's, so
otherwise
it's,
there's that
if
much
you're
traffic.
coming to the Y, it's just adjacent to the Y, so it's a continuation of the Y.
Mhm.
The Y property, it's, so far we've just flattened it out so that it's a little less bumpy, but that's about it.
So who owned that land?
I think it's the same person, Sam Park, which means that now we own the entire parking lot. Another next step for managing that land is zoned for retail. So we have to rezone it, or, explore the possibility of rezoning it. I mean, we're really relieved, and hopefully the Halyard residents feel relieved that there's no way that you can just put in a random retail store. There's plenty of stores and vacant spots by Gloucester Crossing, so it doesn't really seem like you'd need more retail stores, especially in that area. So that was a first win, is just making sure that we weren't gonna have these stores popping up next to us.
I want to say that my grandchildren have loved the swimming program, and especially the outside game area, what do you call it?
Yeah, the splash park.
The splash
Yeah.
park, they love it. But I have to ask to be excused because I have to go pick up my grandchildren to take them to the gymnastics program. Which I tried, when you were building it, someone came and talked to us, and I tried to convince him to put the gymnastics program in, but he said no.
I know, it's a tiny,
So now you have Vicky coming to you.
we love Vicky. So the idea is, because there's 7 Ys, we try to do this not always so gracefully, but create an ecosystem. So the idea is that the little room for gymnastics in Cape Ann Y is a feeder program for the Beverly Y, where her grandkids are, and that is the place where gymnastics happens, is on the North Shore, so. Any more questions?
Well, if there's no more questions, I'd like to say thank you and.
Thank you so much.